Hi, I'm Brittany Bailey from Pretty Handy Girl, and today I'm going to be showing you how to paint with alcohol inks. I like to use the Yupo paper, and for this particular size, which is the 9x12, I cut it into quarters. Each one seems to fit nicely on a 5x7 card once it's cropped down. You want to cover your work surface with plastic, and then I like to use chipboard. You can cut up an old cereal box to use. It just kind of helps to have something else to absorb the ink. And then I might kind of take a little piece of painter's tape and put it down and then put my paper on top of that so that when I'm blowing it doesn't move. Other things you're going to need are some rubber gloves because it does stain. You probably want a smock or an apron to wear. I like having some baby wipes around. They won't clean up the ink, but they'll kind of help absorb any excess ink on your artwork. Of course, you'll need your alcohol inks. This set from Jacquard, I brought the Pinata colors. That's the one I'm working with. And the nice thing, it comes with a metallic gold one, which is really fun to work with. Adds a little bit of shimmer. You're going to need 91% isopropyl alcohol. It's helpful to have a little mister filled with alcohol. I like to work with some palette knives just for spreading things around. I also usually have a couple of paintbrushes that I only use for the alcohol inks. A straw, a can of air, and a hairdryer. You don't necessarily need all these things, but each one kind of gives you a little bit more control or a different way to blow the ink around. I like to start my alcohol ink paintings by spritzing some alcohol directly onto the Yupo paper. Then I'll drizzle or drip some alcohol ink onto the paper, and then I like to blow it around with compressed air or a hairdryer or a straw. Then I'll spritz a little bit more alcohol onto the paper, and sometimes I use a palette knife and sometimes I use a paintbrush dipped in alcohol. You can blot up the excess ink with a baby wipe. The beauty of working with alcohol inks is that there's really no right or wrong way to move the ink around. In this case, I'm actually moving the ink with a paintbrush that was dipped in alcohol. Then I like to spritz again to get some texture and blow a little bit to blend in the ink. You can work right on top of other colors with your ink and spread it around, then blot up any excess. I like to keep playing by moving the ink around and adding different colors on top of other colors and really seeing what happens when I do this. And I really let the inks kind of dictate what's happening with the painting. I try not to overthink it and I try not to overwork it. My favorite techniques is spattering ink on top of the painting by tapping a brush that's loaded with ink on top of a hard object like another paintbrush or a palette knife.